In Tekken 8, the common range to step or sidewalk is usually between +4 and -4. That's where lateral movement is the most reliable. Why? Because your step or walk comes out fast enough to beat jabs, jab strings, and other fast poke attacks. You can also beat many bigger attacks to at least one direction, and that is crazy good, but you can sometimes still step at -7, -8, or even -9. Why? Because if your opponent chooses a slower move, your sidestep can still come out just in time to beat their slower but stronger attack. Of course, if they jab while you're -9, your step will always be too late. That's the logic. But now to the clickbaiting video title or thumbnail title, because this is where mental frame advantage comes in. Take Kazuya's down forward 1 as an example. On block, it's -7. On paper, you have a strong negative frame disadvantage. But because the move has a string extension, for example, down forward 1, 2, many players will hesitate and respect the string extension, and in that moment, you effectively have frame advantage or are not -7 in practice. All the waiting can make you +4 to -4 in practice, and you can still decide to step or walk, bait the whiff, and punish. That's real mental frame advantage for you. On paper, you're negative, but in practice, you're in control. There is also false mental frame advantage. Let's take Lars as an example. His down forward 2 lets Lars transition into his silent entry stance. He can cancel the stance transition by holding the back input, but then he'll be punishable. As you can see, down forward 2 is minus on block, and his attacks in this stance are not particularly fast. But still, most people on the defending side start taking the mix by blocking either standing or crouching. That is risky because taking the mix is often a gamble. Many players on the defending side think that Lars's turn is not over because of the stance transition, and that is a big mistake. Lars gets the mental frame advantage because the defending player thinks he must defend. Yes, it is true that Lars can do a power crush in silent entry, but you can step and launch it. What I want to say is, blocking and taking the mix all the time is a very risky option and can lose you games against much more inexperienced players than yourself. So next time you find yourself in situations like this, I recommend power crushing, lateral movement, interrupting. By the way, even stance transitions that are plus on block, for example, Jin Kazama's 3-1 forward, are not really a plus on block attack because you always have to consider the startup frames of your character in his stance. These are most of the times slower. A good example is Jin's Zen 1. It's his safe on block mid poke with 16 frame startup. Thank you guys for watching the whole video. If you are interested in more, check out my channel.